What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today, in the world of indie games, I felt like you guys really liked the last Stoneshard episode, but I didn't want to leave you hanging with kind of like the beginning of the quest, albeit it was going really, really well. I've never played Derwin before. I've played as Arna, and I've played as the Sorceress. So I've played Arna and I've played Jonah in the past, but I've never actually played Derwin or the Berserker. And actually, having played Derwin now, I think he's probably the strongest character in the game, in all honesty. Starting out with the ability to really put damage down range and mess with people. Pretty good way to deal with enemies. And so anyways, as of right now, I'm just kind of checking. We got 25 XP left until we level up. I was taking a look at all of our core stats because I recorded the first episode a couple days ago, so I wanted to make sure that I was up to speed with everything that we have underway. So seeing as we need like 25 more XP, we probably want to seal the deal on that. I think it'd be a really good idea. It looks like the blacksmith's heading to work. He's slamming hammer away, you know, the old hammer and anvil and all that kind of stuff. We'll dive on into here. I think it'd be a good idea if we sold off some of our pelts. Let's see here. Yeah, let's sell those off right there. Get ourselves some nice extra scratch. I actually personally, now that I've gotten reacclimated to the game, I started playing this game in my own free time as well on a different character. Now that we're playing it here on YouTube as well. And honestly, I actually think that furs are not super efficient. They take up a lot of space. They don't sell for a lot of money. Let's see. Actually, Derwin's vest is pretty good. I was kind of taking a look at some of the stuff that we have laying around, but I guess I'll just repair all of my gear real fast. I'm used to playing as Arna. Arna's actually my favorite character because I think she mixes and matches difficulty with rewarding skill the best. Out of like, actually, not necessarily skill, but she rewards you for having a good, coherent build more than a lot of the other characters do. Like, a lot of the other characters start out strong and get kind of like stronger. I always feel like the two melee characters start out on the worst footing, and it's more fun to kind of get them up to fighting speed. We should probably, like, anything that has protection on it, if you're wondering what I'm looking for right now on the gear, yeah, we'll take those right there. Anything that has protection on it, because protection is basically flat damage reduction, and like the fact of the matter is, in this game, you're going to get hit. You're going to get smacked from time to time, and while in the process of getting smacked every now and again, like you're going to need to soak damage, whether or not you're a wizard, whether or not you're a berserker, doesn't really matter. Fill the water skin right there too. Sounds like a good plan, sir. I'm fighting hiccups right now. They're trying to, I don't know what it is about doing dialogue on the internet that gives me the hiccups, like literally. I have no clue. That's always been a problem. I've been doing this for almost 10 years now. And like whenever I go to record an episode, I get the hiccups from talking. Doesn't happen in real life when I'm having normal conversations. Only happens here. Taking a look, we got the brigand dagger. I'm kind of wondering like if we should dual wield or not. Like those are giving us some pretty solid armor penetration. I think, yeah. I mean, especially if they give us, like, okay, counter. Yeah, throw that in there. It's super cheap. Like, who cares? Like, we already have the money for it. We'll sell off the flail right there real fast. Maybe we'll think about putting some points into the dagger tree once we start to level up as well. I've actually never run dual wielding in this game. So, this guy right here, this is Bert. Bert is basically, like, all the vendors here have things that they sell. So if you look at their carts, they've got, like, veggies, they've got, like, meat, they've got all kinds of stuff. This guy buys and sells, like, everything on Earth. And so, anyways, he's kind of like the knick-knack dealer. If you've got, like, random candelabras or, like, diamond rings or something like that, you could take them to this guy, and he will give you the best price out of just about everybody on the map. God! I had to go through like 50 different dialogue options just to like sell him some stuff. That's all I want to do is look at your things. He's got an arming cap. I don't know what the shovel's for. The shovel's a new addition. I don't know if you can actually like dig stuff up or if they're planning on putting in like a digging style thing, Zelda. He's got some skill books up there, identification scrolls if you got anything that's magical. Enchantment scrolls are really good too, so think about buying those once you've got better cash flow. I personally think that the arming cap is probably the best thing that we can buy for right now. Anything that gives us like one more prot, and we've got cash, like we've got a little bit of money laying around. I don't mind letting our finances dip a little bit lower if it increases our chances of surviving once we head out to go get a quest. And so anyways, that's what we're going to do right now. Let's get up on the dusty trail. Are you a friend of Varen's? Varen didn't tell you. We didn't have capable mercenaries in Osbrook for a while, so there's a lot to deal with. Bands, cults, the undead. Lots of places around here attract filth like that, and we don't have many guards, so I can't afford many of them dying. That's why I need a mercenary. Okay. I have a few contracts available. If you fulfill 3, then we'll be even. You'll have your cart and your horses, so what do you say? We've got Bandit's Den and Alchemy Kit. We'll do Bandit's Den. That sounds easy enough. This contract is simple. They're old ruins near our village, Fortress Mormust. It attracts unscrupulous types. The moment our guards get one out banned, the next one settles in. Right now, the fort is in the hands of Alwyn, the malicious, a rare bastard and well-deserving of a noose. We don't have enough men to clear him out or hold on to it. Okay, that sounds good. I think we could do that, no problem. We got to get inside, kill the leader, and the rest will flee. Sounds good. These are the quests that you would like. I'm hoping at some point, I don't know if what they've done right now, like I keep hoping they'll put in kind of an endless mode for this game where it continues to just kind of like scale with your level. And, like, it continues to randomly generate quests for you just, you know, ad nauseum. It'll do it until you get bored. I think that's really... Because as of right now, I've beaten the game, and, like, it just kind of runs out of content. Like, you get done with the final... You get done with one of the final contracts, and once you get done with the last contract, there's just really nothing else to do except for, like, explore the map. And, like, honestly, there's not really any points of interest or anything really cool on the map yet either. Like, any of the places on the map that have a little question mark, I virtually guarantee you it's just going to be, like, a little camp with, like, 8 or 9 bandits in it. So anyways, got to go 2 right and 2 down in order to get to this place. That's actually pretty easy. It could have been a lot worse. Sometimes it'll be like, yeah, you got to go 4 left and 6 up and, like, all kinds of stuff. There's deer around. One thing I do like about Derwin, actually, one thing that I think is really underrated about him is that he supplies his own food. So all the other characters, except for Jonah maybe, because she's got ranged magical attacks, they're going to have, like, problems getting food for free. Now, one thing I can point out is in the forest... Ooh, a bandit. Nice, let's kill him. I shoot you, sir. 24 damage. Damn! 22 damage. This guy is getting scuffed. We might actually kill him before he even... Yeah, dude, he's like, yeah, there's our level up. Feels nice. Feels really, really good. I'll take that battle cleaver while we wait. Let's play around with these daggers right here. Actually, they're pretty good. The daggers aren't bad. You're like a little buzzsaw of pain. I dig it. I definitely dig it. And we took almost no damage in that fight, so that's pretty sweet. Derwin's starting to look a little bit better equipped. He's looking ready for the road. But as I was saying, there's mushrooms out in the forest. Other characters look for penny buns. Penny buns are the only mushroom in the game that you can eat without any problem. They give you 3% hunger, and if you cook them on a campfire, they'll give you 5%. And so it's not uncommon for me when I'm playing as, like, the knight or when I'm playing as, you know, any of the other characters to have a big backpack full of penny buns. Agility actually gives us we got perception right there. Yeah, let's go with perception, I think. Because it's got accuracy. Agility gives us counter chance, which will be really good with the dagger build because we're double swinging. But, like, we'll go with agility and a perception, maybe? Yeah. I probably should be hard dumping perception until I feel like I'm hitting shots like 80% of the time without having to use my buff. But at the same time, I'm not a big, like, min-max cheesy guy build. You'll notice with this game that people are always like, oh, you gotta go here and get the free ring and, like, whatever else. I don't care about that. I play this game because it's difficult, and I wanted to... I'm not trying to get, like, freebies and stuff like that. I like starting out with, like, the bare minimum. I don't like picking up the free stuff. I want to, like, claw my way up. We'll take double lunge right there. I've actually never done anything with the dagger tree, and so I'm kind of excited to see how daggers go. I'm a big dagger guy, actually, IRL. Or I guess not IRL, but when I play fantasy games, I do like dual-wielding daggers quite a bit. I like warhammers, sword and board, dual-wielding daggers, all sounds good to me. I don't know if it's going to be worth it to pick up most of the stuff that the bandits are dropping, like while we're on our way to a dungeon. There's going to be a lot of loot in the dungeon, and I think we're going to want to get our hands on that about as best we can. And inventory space is severely limited in this game. Actually, that's one of the first things. I think they're planning on adding workshop support to this game. And, like, once they do, the first thing I'm going to download is an endless inventory mod. Like, I don't know. I've never been so I've talked about this in the past. I'm not a big inventory guy when it comes to RPGs. I kind of feel like inventory management and, like, I really, really don't like it. Ooh, that battle cleaver's worth a decent amount. That one's kind of... That thing's looking a little rough. It's definitely been in better shape. We do have some mind wart, though, in case our sanity takes a dip. So that'll be cool. But anyways, when it comes to inventory management systems, I very much prefer that games go in a casual direction. Strangely enough, like, as much as I enjoy difficulty in terms of like the core gameplay mechanics. I also sort of prefer it with inventory systems, that they be simple and like you can carry as much stuff as you want and the game doesn't care. I don't like it when you go down into a dungeon and there's like 10,000 golds worth of loot down there and it's like, oh no, you can only pick 4 things to bring back. And you're like, cool, well I guess I'll leave all of this here until it despawns and go pick up, you know, I guess I'll go pick up my $50 worth of stuff out of this pile of 10 grand's worth of stuff. I'm going to go back to town. We got to grab some arrows. I think we're getting a little bit low on the stuff. It's okay, though, because this will be an opportunity for us to go check for, like, new bows and stuff like that, too. I don't know if we're going to, like, pick anything up right this second, but it's worth looking. What do you have? Let's see here. I'm going to sell off this stuff to you. Yes, please give me all of your nickels. Thank you. I appreciate all of the cash that you have deposited into my accounts. He doesn't have arrows. I'm pretty sure we have to go to the woodworker for that. So this guy down here, yeah. Hello, are you one of those mercs the entire village has been bustling about all day? Good to have you here. Maybe you'll bring some order at last, hoping for Order to do something about that as a waste of, or Odar to do something for that as a waste of time. Who do you call guards? I mean, it's either geezers or yesterday's youngsters. Had some weapons handed to them to serve and protect, so to speak, but they're still wet behind the ears or even worse, way too long in the tooth. I'm telling you, they'll be slaughtered in a real fight, something that Odar doesn't really care about. I used to have more than enough lads in Osbrook, but now they're either dead in the ground or serve under somebody else's banner. Pretty much don't have anybody left in the village, but right now it's me, the smith, and a couple other guys. You need something? There we go. So this is going to be the place where we can actually dive on in and get ourselves some arrows. So if you're wondering where you resupply, this is the dude. You can also get shields from him, actually. There's some pretty good shields. Although, a word of advice coming from somebody that plays melee characters in this game, maybe wait on buying... That levy bow is better than what I have. I want it. Anyways, maybe wait on buying a really nice shield. If you do the Necromancer's quest, there's like these undead... I don't even really know what to call them, like reavers. Basically, they're like really well-equipped skeletal undead guys, and they will occasionally drop really nice shields. So you might be able to save yourself a couple. You might be able to save yourself a couple $100 if you do it that way. I mean, it's kind of one of those little meta game things, but it's worth knowing. Got to get my little save in right there. It's important. I think the save system in this game, so I'm of two minds. I know a lot of people are really, really on the fence about the save system in this game. So like the two opinions that you'll hear about the save system in this game are either A, people really, really like it because they're hardcore and they're elite or whatever, and they think it makes the game more challenging. Then there's like another group of people that are like, well, I've got limited playtime. I just walked 30 minutes to the dungeon, got two-shotted one room inside the dungeon because of bad dice rolls or whatever, and now I got to spend 30 minutes walking back to the dungeon again, you know what I mean? And I can see both sides of the argument. I actually kind of think that they should basically let you choose at the beginning of the... Basically, at the beginning of the game, you should be able to choose whether you should save wherever you want to save at, or if you want to use the campfire system, and if you like use the campfire system or whatever, it should either enable or disable. Basically, if you use the campfire system or the end system to save, it's on like hardcore mode and you can get extra achievements and stuff like that. I don't know. Ways to incentivize one play style while at the same time, if the other really inconveniences you, you can be like, nyeh, and get away from it. So far, so good. We haven't been attacked by anything on the road. Pretty happy about that. Honestly, the little fights on the roads are the ones that get you really, really slowed down, and it makes it so that it makes it a tad more difficult for you to go from point A to point B in a timely manner. But if we don't get ambushed on the way down here, I actually think with the way Derwin's performing, we're going to have a really, really easy time of wiping out the enemy. Let me just get my bearings real fast and make sure I'm in the right spot. I believe that I am. But anyways, I do think the save system can be modified. In fact, I don't think the save system is the way that it is for actual punishing reasons. From what the developers have said, like on the Steam forums and whatnot, it seems like it's a function of the way the game is coded. The reason why the saves work the way that they do is because of the way the game is designed from the ground up. It actually doesn't save like other games save. So because everything in this game is randomly generated, it like when you save the game here, it makes a screenshot of the entire game, And I guess positionally, like the player has to be in a certain spot for that to work right without messing things up or something. I don't know. I think I get the feeling from the way it's been described. We got to creep up on these guys. There's going to be a couple up here, and we really don't want to fight them all at the same time. All right, so we'll pull this guy back to here. When he dies, he's going to make a loud shout, though, and I think it's going to pull the rest of them. So we'll kind of like fire some arrows at him and see how this goes. Come on. Oof. Bad luck follows me, apparently. All right, well, we'll go ahead and slice him and dice him a little bit. Yeah, he tuned us up pretty good, actually. I didn't expect to take that much damage off of such a weak combatant. Usually the big two-hand club guys I don't worry about at all. You know who I do worry about in this game? Anybody with a spear. Let me give you some veterans warnings, having played a lot of hours of this game already, even though the game is kind of limited in early access. Anybody with a spear is who you should be afraid of. I don't know why spear guys are so deadly in this game, but anybody with a spear. I see somebody with a spear, and I instantaneously feel my medieval butt pucker. I don't like messing with spear guys in this game. Spear guys are a problem. They seem to hit me way harder than everyone else hits me, regardless of what gear or armor I'm wearing. I'm assuming it's because spears have a really high penetration value, is what I'm thinking, is because, like, I've looked at I don't think the damage on the spears is any higher than anything else, but it seems like it's maybe got like 20 or 30% penetration, which means you take more damage than you're used to taking, especially if you're playing as like a plate mail character or whatever. You're used to like tanking and soaking damage. If you're used to tanking and soaking damage, you can take some hits from spear guys that are like, woof, oh, he bled to death, nice. Thanks for that, dude. Appreciate it. We're wet because it's raining. Okay, there's some bog bean right there. I'll take that. Bog bean. It'll get me less drunk. I don't think that's that helpful. I would like for it to be more helpful, but it's not. Grab my arrows. Yeah, I'll just read. I mean, all things considered, we did a really good job right here. So I would like it if they'd populate these little campfire areas right here. You can light the fire, you can turn it on, you can cook food over it. I wish that they would add these containers. Like, they need to add more lootable containers and stuff in the overworld. Just my opinion. I think that, like, populating the map and making it a little bit more interesting and robust would be nice. Because, like, there's crates and things. There's, like, crates and there's carts and there's stuff laying around. You should be able to go through it. Even if there's nothing good in there. Even if it's just piles of, like, nails and stuff like that. I don't know. It feels more immersive to be able to just, like, go through the stuff and be like, oh, cool, this is full of, like, candle wax. Like, even if you can't sell it or do anything with it, you know, you can still tell a story environmentally with a bunch of, I mean, Skyrim is full of little inside gags like that, and I realize the development team for this game is just one guy, and is not like the Skyrim team. But all I'm saying is, Skyrim is a good example of a game that has gags like that all over the place, where you find, like, the blind man's journal and whatnot. Like, all the dungeons in that game have really, really humorous little things if you pay attention to the environment and, like, the placement of skulls and stuff, and, like, the way the dead bodies are arranged. There's always, like, these little gags. There's a pear right there. Yeah, I'll eat that. I love pears. I almost never eat pears, though. It's like one of those fruits that I never eat. A little bit of gold. Okay. I'll take a couple of crowns, a couple of florins, a couple of shekels. I'm with it. I can't really do much else right here. This hallway would be a great place for a booby trap, but... Oh, there's a bad guy right there. What's up, man? Don't mind me while I point blank you ineffectually with a bow. Can you die, please? Die, please. Thank you. You and your fade. Please die. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'll take that arrow back, too. Dude, my arrows are sticking into, like, a solid concrete ground right now. That should tell you how powerful Derwin's might is, dude. I feel like he heals fast, too. I don't know what it is, but I feel like I heal very, very quickly. Like, I'm playing another playthrough as Arna right now, and I feel like her HP just does not come back as fast as Derwin's. I'm sort of wondering if his vitality is a little bit higher by default. I think it might be. He's got 103 HP, and I think Arna only has... Ooh, we found spirits back in there. Those actually, I think those sell for a decent amount. Yeah, refill my arrows real fast. We won't be able to haul all the stuff out of this place. Some horsetail. We have that where I live. I'll eat it. Why not? And then we've got bog bean right there. I don't really care about that either. We got mind wort and bog. We'll just eat this stuff to clear it on out of the inventory. Like, I don't think we're going to have any use for it right now. I don't think the sanity mechanic is actually fully implemented. And what I mean by, ooh, a beat. Nice. The beat goes on. I'm like, what I mean by that is that like sanity is in the game and like you have a meter that measures your sanity, but like I don't think there's anything that like hardcore uses the sanity system like Darkest Dungeon style where it's like a core integral mechanic yet. So I think some of the stuff like Mind Wart and whatnot is just kind of a placeholder. That actually worked pretty good. That did like 40 damage. That was pretty gross. That little double stab like attack actually did a lot. Like a surprising amount of violence. Yeah, I'll break all the crates. One of the things that I haven't really tested yet, because I never got around to it, is if breaking crates actually lowers the durability on your weapons. I assume that it does, and it probably brings your repair costs up by quite a lot. Unless... Ooh, an herbal extract. That's not it. So the herbal extract's kind of nice. It gets you drunk. But it also will give you pain resistance and lower your pain for 30 seconds, which can be really, really nice. It'll also raise your healing efficiency by a grip. So if you're pretty beat up and you're having trouble getting like your maximum HP back, it's never a bad idea to pop an herbal extract real fast before you just sit there for like 20 minutes waiting for your health to come back. Somebody around the corner. One of the big worries that I'm having inside this dungeon is that we benefit heavily from wide open spaces. When the Dixie Chicks wrote that song, they weren't talking about anybody other than Derwin. Derwin really, really thrives on having a lot of space to move around and a lot of area to kind of fire at the enemy and kite and fall back and like hold his ground in his territory or whatever. And one of the things I'm worried about here... Ooh, an iron ingot, nice. But one of the things that I'm a little bit worried about is that we're going to walk through a door and there's going to be an enemy like right on the other side of it who's going to be like a two-handed spearman, and we're just going to get absolutely melted, because that right there would be pretty much the worst possible thing that could happen to Derwin. Like, that's it. Like, that right there is the hard counter to his playstyle. So I do think as we get further on in, I may try to find some defensive utilities or something. Like something that allows me to 100% dodge or like 100% parry or something like that. Just like we need an oh shit button. I like having those kinds of things. Apparently we're a little bit hungry right now. Yeah, we'll eat some meat right there. Drink a little bit. Good. Another one locked. Okay, anybody in here? Not around the corner though, right? Good. As long as you're not around the corner, I don't care. One cheesy thing you can do with these dungeons, by the way, is occasionally you'll come across like spike traps in the floor. You can use those spike traps to clear the entire dungeon. The AI is super stupid, and you can pretty easily trick them into standing on the spike trap, and it will just melt them and, like, kill them. It's a strategy that I've used a bunch of times when I was learning the game and just starting out. That boar pelt is nice, but it takes up a lot of space, and I'm not super sure if it's something that I want to bring with me. So what you want to start looking at is you want to start looking at the efficiency of your items, like the sizes of them and whatnot. So, like, how many cells does it take up versus how much profit does it produce for you is really the idea. And this game is like chock-a-block with items like agates and items like rubies and things like that that take up one slot and are worth like $600. That's the stuff you're really, really looking for. So things like iron ingots and whatnot that are worth like 50 gold, that only takes up one slot, and it's worth just as much as a bear pelt. And so I usually recommend kind of like finding a cupboard at the beginning of the dungeon and picking up everything you possibly can, throw it all in that cupboard, and then after you kill the boss and you come back up to the first floor, you kind of just go through the cupboard and you take everything that is the smallest and gives you the most money per size, basically. Because the second that you leave, you won't be able to get back into the dungeon and all the loot will be gone. Enemy right there, easy kill. Oh, with the 55... crit. That was revolting. Oh my god, Derwin, you're an animal. You are an animal, my guy. Garlic. Love me some garlic. I put garlic on just about everything I make. I make like this garlic pork shoulder. I marinate it for 24 hours, and then it cooks for like 6 hours. Oof, it'll change your life. Trust me, chat. You ever come over to my house? Ooh, athletics 2. Yeah, look at the price on that thing. First and foremost, we're going to get a bunch of training off this thing. Yeah, buddy. And then it's worth $2,000 as well. So we can sell it to a vendor for a grip of cash. That's the come up right there. That's the stuff we were looking for. I will grab that jug of liquor. because why not? We'll start chucking some of these weapons out because they're not going to sell that well anyways. The falchion will, actually. I take it back. The falchion is good. The coal is not. We will eat the garlic, probably. Gives me immunity resistance. Yeah, I don't know if they've added that on into the game yet either. Like, this is actually going to be like a full-on RPG life sim eventually. Like, you're going to have to worry about getting diseases and getting sick and stuff like that. You're going to have to keep your immune system up and whatnot, from my understanding. That thread's not worth a ton, but I'll take it with me because why not? I'm not, like, crazy. Well, break a few more crates over here and we'll just see what goes down. How much is the ropey worth? I don't have any inventory space for the ropey. I bet it's not worth much. It's just a rope. Like, it can't be worth that much. There's no way that a rope is worth like 80 gold, you know what I mean? Like, it can't be. We'll play some inventory Tetris. Yeah, exactly. $3. Throw it on the floor. While rope is super useful in real life, in RPGs, not really that big of a thing that you got to carry around with you. I think the only game that ever really truly made you carry around a rope was Pillars of Eternity. Because Pillars of Eternity, there was the occasional athletics check that you needed to have the rope and grapnel in your inventory in order for it to function right. Oh, that guy didn't even see me. I probably could have capitalized on. Damn. Okay. We need to get that ability with daggers that allows us to instantaneously swap without wasting a turn. This guy's a spearman. You guys know that that's one of my principal phobias in this game. I do not like spearmen. Spearmen hurt a lot compared to every other bad guy. I'm just trying to help you out if you're new to this game. I'm just saying, you see somebody with a spear, especially if they're wearing like a gambeson and like a real helmet, run. Don't fight. If that guy closes the gap with you, he is going to eat your lunch. It's going to really, really, really hurt you. Break a couple barrels in here. I know we're almost out of time for this episode, or maybe actually I think we're over right now. And so anyways, I'm just going to cut this one long because I feel bad. Like, we got to get like further on into the game, right? Like, we made it all the way to the dungeon. This game doesn't have a save function, so like we have to finish the dungeon before we stop this episode. Like, we don't really have a choice. He's out of line of sight. We'll do another one right there. Ow, another spearman. Please stop with the... Ooh, nice. Like 40 damage right there. Please stop with the spearman, though. Like, I feel like we're doing pretty good, all things considered, but I'm scared of the spearman. Alright, so let's get back on the road here. We've still got a lot of dungeon to dive through, even though we've actually made a lot of money here. I'm really excited about going back to town. We spent a lot of money before we came over here, but I think it was worth it to really help us soak damage a little bit better. And on our way back to town, I'm hoping we find a few more... Ooh, more money. Hoping we find a few more books, actually. That $2,000 book that we found, unlocked a skill tree for us, which is a really, really good skill tree. The athletics skill tree, I think, is new, actually. They added a few new skill trees with this patch. I haven't had a chance to play with all of them yet, but I think athletics is one of the new skill trees. Pyromantic treatise. I will definitely read that, just in case you ever wanted to know how to belch fire. There it is. We now have those chipotle burps, bro. We've got them. Although, honestly, when I think of, like, really potent burps, I think of there's this place where I used to live called Stir Fry. It's the name of the restaurant. It's been there since, like, the 70s. And I don't know what it is that they put in their food there. Like, honestly, really good Chinese food. I like it a lot. I eat there constantly whenever I'm back in my hometown. But that being said, there is something in their food that makes your burps taste like gasoline. Swear to God, your burps will taste like gasoline smells. I haven't been drinking gasoline or anything, but you know how, like, things kind of smell and taste the same? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's like that. When you burp, it will, like, make the whole room smell like gasoline. I have no idea. What is that worth? $50? Get rid of that. We're getting to the point now where I don't know how to optimize my loot, and I don't know what I want to bring with me. Yeah. I definitely still want all the liquor, although this isn't even close to some of the better liquors. Like, there are some liquors in this game that'll sell for, like, insane amounts of money. Like, they'll be like $250. The Manshire Fortified is pretty solid. There's another one that I got last night when I was playing my personal playthrough. It was called like a fine brandy or something like that was worth $250. Oh, there was a booby trap right there. Well, that's upsetting. That's one of the traps I was talking about right there. If you leave that up and you can get behind it, you can actually trick the AI into standing on it, and it'll kill them really, really, really fast. That's the easy way to kill bosses if you're struggling with it, by the way. If you're stuck on a boss and it just feels like statistically there's no way for you to win and you're just getting stomped out super hard, use that trick. Take a spike trap, walk the boss over to it, and make him stand on it while you fight him. Every single turn it'll give you like 30 free damage. Ooh, that's not bad. Some stardust. We basically found medieval cocaine. I'll take it. Throw it on in there. Everybody loves the guy who brings medieval cocaine to the party, okay? That's one of those undeniable facts about life. We still haven't found the boss. That room right there actually had enough loot in it to where I'm kind of wondering if it accidentally generated that but didn't put the boss in it and put him somewhere else. That room had a lot of money and a lot of good stuff in it. So, like, usually it's the boss room that has the... Oh, there's a third floor. That's weird for the level 1 dungeon. Usually the level 1 dungeon only has 2 floors. I mean, they can be 2 or 3, but my experience has been it's usually 2, so I was kind of expecting 2. Yeah, I'll break all these barrels and whatnot. Why not? I mean, look, you get like $6 every time you break one. I mean, why not? It adds up. We've broken like what? We left town, we had like 150 gold, and we're already up to 250 just off of stuff we've looted out of crates. Well, you know, I feel like it's worth... Oh, a free carrot. Makes your eyesight better. Num 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 num. I may check out the boar pelt too. It's just not worth enough money to justify the space that it's taking up at this point. I've got a feeling the boss is probably going to drop some really, really rad goodies. And so, maybe that's what I'll go for. Hello? Anyone down in this portion of the scary dungeon? I really do feel like the boss is going to be around one of these corners. Oh, another spearman. Gross. Yeah, take that damage, spearman. Take that damage, spearman. Feel the pain. Feel the thunder. That dude should be one tap. Yep, there we go. It kind of feels like he's probably one tap. Oh, he dropped the ring too. Very nice. The rings will increase your healing efficiency. They just make you heal faster. It's not much, but if you put on copper rings and a copper like chain while you're running around, like it'll be like an extra 12% healing speed, which actually, over the course of like your first couple missions, with the amount of time you spend in this game just sitting around healing, will actually add up. Would you like to be hit with arrows? The game? I think the game freaked out because it couldn't decide what the arrow was doing. It was like blinking and being all weird. This guy should be no problem. Easy peasy. Hopefully there's nobody else in there. A spiked club. Yeah, we'll keep dealing damage to you because why not? I am going to need to get some arrows back though. Nice. I love it when you kill them before they even close the gap with you. That's the good stuff right there. Yeah, maybe like relax for a second. Oh, there's another one. Oh my god, he ran up on me so hard. I was unaware that there was a secondary foe that was plotting my demise. Was planning on snipping my throat like that. I don't appreciate it. Not even in the slightest. Spiked clubs are probably a waste of space. But I don't know. We'll hold on to it for a minute. Empty your pockets, dimwit. Okay, I'm emptying my pockets of all my arrows in your direction. How's that sound? And look at that. You're dead without dealing any damage. Do you feel like a smarty boy now? Do you feel intelligent? Does it feel like that was the plan that really worked out for you in the long term? Boss room? Nope. Still not the boss. Man, where is this boss at? I'm not complaining. We're getting like mad XP out of this place. Like we are just farming this place right now. That being said though, I am curious where the boss is at. This is a big dungeon. All things considered though, you kind of want to get big dungeons. Since the game has limited content and it's basically over when it's over. The longer the dungeon, the more you get to play. I'll probably chuck both those. Hold on to both the falchions. We'll make okay money out of this place. Sort of depends what drops in the boss room, but this has got to be it right here. I bet this is it. Yeah, there he is. There's our little boss boy. He's a little bit thicker than all the other dudes. I think we can take him. Just my opinion. I think we can take him just straight. Yeah, exactly, dude. We rolled right through him. Don't assume that it's going to be like that, though. Some of the bosses are really, really nasty. Like, and a lot of it's just RNG, too. Like, a big portion of the game is just RNG. Ooh, we got a magic belt right there. Okay. We got an amethyst and a little bit of money. Okay. I like cash. Yeah, merge those two right there. Throw the purse back in there. Grab the magic belt. Anything inside either of these bookcases? Nay, is the answer to that question. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and kind of pick through the rest of the dungeon and then head back to town and save. If we do a next episode, if you guys are still into it, we'll sell off all the loot, we'll make our money, and then we'll go on a bit of a shopping spree. Okay? I will see you all next time. Thank you for being here. This is Stoneshard. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It's the Trollslayer update. This is probably one of my favorite games of the year, and I can't wait for it to be in 1.0, but it pains me to know that this game's got like 2 more years of development or more lined up. Like, I want it done now. I'm a little bit addicted. I'll see y'all next time. Thank you for being here. Hi-do, and don't forget to check out the links to the Twitch stream and also the Discord down below. Bye, everybody.